What is up, you guys? My name is Madison. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. As you can tell, I'm currently sitting in front of my bookshelf. I am about to move, so I need to get rid of things. I need to declutter things I don't want. I'm also going to put aside books that I want to send home, if I can figure out how to do that. But for now, I'm just trying to get rid of some books. I will say I do review books as a hobby. Would love to make it a job, but I don't have enough internet fame to do that. But I do review books as a hobby, so if you see me keeping books that I didn't necessarily love, that is why. However, if I don't absolutely love a book and I don't have a need for it, then I'm going to get rid of it just entirely. If it's a book that I didn't necessarily love but I have read, I'm going to put it off to the side to be sent home. And if it's a book that I absolutely love or a book that I have not read yet, I will keep it on my shelf. That being said, I do leave in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. So I might be sending home books I haven't quite read yet, but I don't think I'm going to get to within those 2 weeks. So I'm starting with the bottom shelf. I'm just putting a stack in front of me. We'll talk. First, I have Confessed by Colleen Hoover. I have read this, wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I am planning on keeping all of my Coho books. I do kind of spite read them, but I also read them because I live in a town where she's very popular. I can go to church and everyone's like, oh my gosh, did you read this book by her? Did you read this book by her? Yes, I have. Let me tell you why it sucks. So I am going to keep this book. Next, I have All Our Hidden Gifts by Carolyn O'Donoghue. I am actually going to keep this here because I only have 4 books on my TBR. My goal is to read them all by the end of the week, which none of them are very big. So I may keep this one here just in case I want to pick something up because I am super interested in this book. And I also don't want to feel like my space is empty quite yet. Next I have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Didn't love this book, didn't hate this book. It was just kind of a meh book to me, but I will be sending this home if I can. Next I have Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. I really want to read this book, but I don't think I'm going to be getting to it in the next few weeks, so again, we'll be sending this home but not getting rid of it. Next I have Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. This, for some reason, I am super emotionally attached to, so I will be keeping it here even though I have read it. I've annotated it. Again, wasn't the biggest fan of the book simply because of the connotation around it, but man, this book had me thinking. I'm just deeply attached to this book. Next I have The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. Again, deeply attached to this book for some reason, so I will be keeping it here. I do constantly flip through this book just to try and find things, I'll reread chapters, so I will be keeping this book here. Next I have Stars and Smoke by Marie Lu. This is one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors, so I will be keeping it here. Next I have The Haunting by Natasha Preston. I'm actually just going to fully year into this book. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I just didn't like the pop culture reference. The twist was kind of just meh. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. Another Colleen Hoover book, same as one before. I'm just gonna try and send it home. Favorite author, book I haven't read yet, so I will be keeping it here. Lights Out by Nevesta Allen. I have read this book. I liked the audiobook, but I do want to physically read it. Whether or not I'm gonna do that here, I don't know, but just in case, I will actually keep this here. I also love the shade of blue. I have the first book for The School of Good and Evil by Saman Chinani. This is a comfort read for me. Again, I kind of just flip through chapters and reread them as I want to, so I will be keeping this book. I have 2 copies of Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. I will be keeping both here. I love Peter Pan. It's my favorite ever. I do collect different copies of Peter Pan. Don't know why, but I'm just super emotionally attached to the story. Next I have Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I love Heartstopper. I could not get connected to this book, could not get connected to the characters. I am just going to get rid of this book. It just needs to go. Same thing with You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao. Wasn't connected to the characters. I don't really like the way that the grief was portrayed. I feel like it was kind of rushed and kind of mixed up, and I feel like if you're going to write about a teenager's grief, you have to do it in such a specific way. Otherwise, it just falls flat. Also, all of these books are super dusty because they were on the bottom. Next, I have Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. I will be keeping this book here just because, again, emotionally attached to this book. I read it the first time, hated it, read it the second time, got confused, and now I just kind of I don't necessarily flip back between pages and read full chapters, but I do read passages and stuff as I find them. So I will be keeping this book here. Next I have The Saturday Night Ghost Club by Craig Davidson. This was a book that literally changed my perspective on life. I highly recommend this book. This is a 5 out of 5 star. I will be keeping it. Next I have We Are the Wildcats by Siobhan Vivian. I love this book. And if you like this book, I also highly recommend The Only Girl in Town by Ali Condi. These books are very similar but also very different, but I do recommend them if you liked the other one, you know. I will be sending both of these books out though. Next I have Once a Queen by Sarah Arthur. Big fan of the cover, haven't read this book yet. A big fan of the concept, so I will be keeping it here and probably just packing it up and bringing it with me when I move. Stalking Jack the Ripper. I keep saying I'm gonna get back to it. I'm not gonna get back to it. I have no desire to get back to it. I'm getting rid of it. Next I have We're the Champions by Cara Thomas and Collide by Balcabra. I will just be keeping both of these here because I'm trying to be very mindful of what I am sending home. Next I have Hooked by Emily McIntyre and Lightlark by Alex Astor. We'll be keeping both of these here. I have Strange Unearthly Things by Kelly Cray. We'll be keeping it here because I honestly just kind of like looking at it. I like it being on my shelf. It makes me happy. Bunny by Mona Awad. I will be sending home. I loved this book. I highly recommend if you like just kind of weird stuff. The first book in the Mysterious Benedict Society by Trent Lee Stewart and Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. I'll be getting rid of both of them because I don't think I'm gonna reread this one. I listened to the audiobook, was confused. It was like, maybe I'll like have to physically reread it. I'm just like, I don't want to. Which it makes me really sad because I was super, super excited to read it. And it just fell flat for me. I just didn't like it. But I don't think it's a bad story. I don't think it's badly written. It just wasn't for me personally. This one makes me so sad as well because I did really like the story. But it's just like, I feel like I get the same story out of a series of unfortunate events. There's another similar book. Mystery of Black Hollow Lane is very similar, and I like that one more. So I don't think I'll be continuing the series, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Next I have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I'll just be keeping it here. I would love to just send it home, but this book, weight limit, you know. Next I have Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellers. I have My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshfegh, I believe, and then Betting on You by Lynn Painter. All three of these books are brand new, so I will be keeping them here. Next, I have Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bassetercia and The City in Glass by Givo. This book made me so mad. I think I have a reading vlog about me reading this. It made me so mad that I literally just gave up on it, even though I did finish it, but whatever. This one, I listened to the audiobook. I like physically read it and listened to the audiobook. Could not tell you what happened in the end. I got like halfway through it to like the first little bit of it, nothing. And I think that's very telling of the fact that this just wasn't a story for me. I really liked the concept of it, but I just feel like, honestly, if this became a movie, I think it'd be a great movie. I just don't think it's great as a book, and I just think that's okay. Frankenstein, nope. Dracula, Frankenstein, and It Ends With Us. Crazy grouping. I know. I'll just be keeping all of these here because as much as I would love to send them home, I again just want to be mindful with what I am packing in a box and sending home. Next I have Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. I listened to the audiobook and I really liked it. It's just not the book that I really wanted. I love the cover, love the concept. It's just, I'm not feeling it. I'm not vibing with it. I don't really care enough to keep it on my shelf. I don't hear a lot of positive reviews on this book, so I feel like a lot of people aren't going to pick it up, but I read it and that was enough for me. I will be getting rid of it. Normal People by Sally Rooney. I might send this home, I might not, undecided, but I am keeping it. The Girl from the Well by Rin Chipeka. I think of this book so much. I think I gave it a 4.5. I changed my mind. This is a 5 out of 5 star book. I cannot stop thinking about this book. The concept of it is amazing. Like, there's just so much about this book that I love. I love it. It's phenomenal. I highly recommend this book, especially if you like ghost stories. I would be a little apprehensive if you don't like, you know, the of children or possession, but if that's okay with you, that sounds like that's a really weird statement, but like if you're cool with that, then I highly recommend. The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Brianne Randall. I love this book, and it's a cookbook. So I'm gonna keep it. A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman. This is actually my mom's book, so I kind of have to bring it back. She would get mad at me if I got rid of it, but I wasn't gonna get rid of it anyway. It's a lovely book. Next I have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I enjoyed this book for what it was. Wasn't like my perfect book, but it was definitely something I needed to read. It's something that I think a lot of people should read, and so I'm grateful that I have it. Next I have Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page. I actually do want to continue this series. I didn't realize it was a series when I picked it up, but I did like this. I did like this. I have Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austen. It was a good book when I read it. I enjoyed it. I loved the like LGBTQ plus representation. Not my kind of book, so I would be getting rid of it. ACOTAR, same thing as the Coho. I'm kind of just spite reading it because my sister loves the series and I want to know why she likes it so much, but I'll keep it. A Crane Among Wolves by June Her. Yes, everything about this. Yes, I love this book. I read it on my Kindle, cried my eyes out, will continue to cry my eyes out over it. Second book in the School for Good and Evil series, keeping. Haven't read it yet, but I will keep it. Again, my mom's book, she sent me with this. I mean, obviously I've read it, but yeah. My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This book changed the trajectory of how I thought of Lolita because I started like reading them side by side. I was like at the end of Lolita when I started this book. Didn't realize how similar they were, so I put a hold on this book, finished Lolita, and then picked this up, and then I was like, whoa. I do think this book is better, but I also think that they're both kind of just like meh. But also, I'm also emotionally attached to this book because like I get it. Yeah. Next I have Steel Striker by Marie Lu, which is, I believe, the second book in the Sky Hunter series. Yes. So I will be keeping it. Now I get up to this mess. Collide by Balka. Nope. Spiral by Balka. I read the second book in the Collide, or On the Ice. I think it's what it's called. Keeping. The second ACOTAR book. Keeping. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I actually do still want to read this book super bad. So keeping. The Rare Lolita by Sarah Weinman. Yep, Sarah Weinman will be keeping. Sleepers by Lorenzo Garcetera will be keeping. Hunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton. I will be keeping. I have The Collector and the Collected by K.R. Alexander. I honestly might try to read this before I leave just to see if I want to keep it or not, but I'm kind of leaning towards getting rid of it just because this is one of the books on my shelf that I just don't feel super connected to, don't really have a desire to pick up, whereas like I could tell you each and every other book on my shelf. Like I know that it's on there, like if you were like, oh my gosh, like do you have this book? Yes, I know that I have it, but it's also just kind of like meh. So I might try to read this before I leave and then make my decision on it. So this is gonna go in a separate pile. We're at the last shelf, guys, and I'm keeping all of them. So first I have Coraline. I don't feel like pulling these out because like these are like stuffed in there. I have the entire Things I Wanted to Say by Monica Murphy series, or Lancaster Prep series. Love it. Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I've been wanting to read that forever, so I will be keeping that, obviously. Haunting Adeline. Duh. I have The Lynx Attila by Harley Wild. Highly recommend, especially if you like motorcycle mafia type things. Highly recommend. Secret History by Donna Tartt. The Giver graphic novel. I wish I could pull it out and show you, but I'm not going to risk harming one of these books until I actually have to move. Mystery of Black Hollow Lane. I know that I just mentioned that. Verity by Colleen Hoover, which I will keep because again, I do like to flip through it because I did really like the twist at the end. Like this was good for a Colleen Hoover book. That one, and then I think it was Confess that I really liked for a Colleen Hoover book. So like my expectations were like limited, but they were good. And then the final one is Priest by Sierra Simone. Work of art. Literally bought it, came 2 days later, sat my happy ass down and read it. So yes. Anyway, let's talk things. So obviously this is on the chopping block. I might try to read that this week along with my other books. I am filming a vlog. That's what I'm looking for. These are all the books that got cut. This is a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. If I'm being completely honest. I got rid of 10 books which is pretty good for me. I might try to send out a couple packages because there's like, I want to send home like some clothes and like just some other stuff as well. So I might just kind of like shove everything like together in boxes. I need to learn how to print out printing labels first, but yeah. So there's 7 books that I'm currently sending home. I think the rest I might just have to get a box and throw in my car and take with me, depending on how much room I have. If I need to, I can probably try and send some home, like when you get down to like the real chopping block of it all. That being said, I think I did pretty good, because that's 17, maybe 18 books off my shelf. Obviously, I didn't include the graveyard book because that's sitting over there. My friend reads it whenever he comes over, so I just keep it kind of separated. And then I have my TBR on my desk, so that's separated. And then obviously my Kindle is my Kindle. That's going to be packed very safely with the rest of my electronics, my computer, my headphones, just all of that. So that's safely off to the side. But yeah, all the books that I have here I either really love or I haven't read yet. And then obviously there's some books that I'm sending home that I haven't read yet, but don't think I'll be able to get to in time. Honestly, I might send both of my nonfiction books home as well, just because I know that I don't want to read them and they kind of just stare at me guiltily. The only ones I know that for a fact that I can't shove in a box is the ones that belong to my mom, so The Diary of Anne Frank and A Man Called Ove, because if anything happens to those books, I'm gonna get... So that drops it down a lot more. We're doing good, guys. Also, everything up here is just gonna stay up there. I'm not gonna touch up there. That's fine. I'm trying to get this candle used up before I leave, so it can be in my empties video, and then I can just recycle it, throw it away, whatever is happening amongst the neighborhood. Yeah, so I'm gonna put all these back on my shelf, show you the piles, show you everything, and then we can end the video. Okay, so this is the current state of my shelf. I have blacks and whites up here. This is also, I don't know how to show you. It's also 2-layered just to keep everything kind of together, just so I know where everything is. I have reds, pinks, and purples, and then my one singular yellow book, now that I'm getting rid of all of my other ones or sending them home. And then I have greens and blues. This was the only place that I kept my shelf color coordinated, just because I felt like it was small enough to do so, and I didn't feel like the need to separate like series was like that big, so I was okay with it, because there's only the one series, the School of Good and Evil, and it's only 2 books. Where the other series that I had in there was an entirely like black book series, like black spine series, so I was okay. Just keeping all those together, and I think we're okay. So now let me show you the piles that I have. So this pile is the books I want to read before I leave. Chances are this is the only book I'm going to get rid of. The other 4 will probably just end up back on my shelf, and I'll take them home with me, or I'll attempt to send them out again. These are all the books I'm going to attempt to send out. Once I figure out how to do that, I'm just going to text my friend and be like, hey, how did you do it? But it's there. And then all the books I'm getting rid of, more things that I'm just going to recycle because they're broken and dusty and gross and obviously just trash. So yeah, solid stack of books to get rid of, solid stack of books to send home, and honestly a solid TBR. That's 5 books now. So yeah. Anyway, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. All my social media will also be down below. I will see you next time, whenever that may be, probably in that reading vlog. Until then, bye.